I'll just stare
Aizen,
blankly.
that's yours. And I do my own bow.
Yeah.
Cross my arms.
Really?
He
Caught me off
says,
guard.
Eisen,
Yes.
Hawthorne,
Oh.
Pip, and Lillith.
Huh?
Says, oh yeah, the boss wants me to know everything about people before we meet with them. Don't want to end up talking to any psychopaths. Oh, at least ones that are gonna be aimed at me. And he
Or at
just
least
like,
some to make you money.
Ha ha
yeah,
ha.
he just like goes to shake all of your hands. He shakes your hand, shake your hand, shake your hand. He offers his hand to Lilith. He actually takes your hand and leans in and kisses it.
Well, hello, sir.
He says, always a pleasure to meet a beautiful woman.
She's speechless.
Drop change on the floor.
I continue reading the
speechless right now.
and I'm continuing reading the book.
He says, all right, note taken. And then he sits down and says, shall we begin?
Yes, let's.
He pulls out a leather satchel of some sort. It looks like a messenger bag that he unbuckles. And he pulls out stacks of paperwork and folders. And he hands each of you an envelope. And he says, well, these are your job descriptions. I know you already know a little bit about them, but I just wanted to make sure you have all the information. If you open the folders, you notice they all have just basically descriptions of your occupations. Aizen, you are handed the decisionist bundle. Hawthorne, you are handed the hordes person bundle. Pip is handed the obviator bundle, and Lillith is handed the occultant bundle. And he's just kind of handing it out while you're reading your book, waiting, and you eventually take it. Okay. So I know you guys also get a bunch of stuff, and then he starts pulling other bags out of his bag. So
I'm not shocked at all.
yeah, he hands to Aizen a decisionist coin, which he says, "Oh, you're gonna need that." Along with your other gear that you get being a decisionist, which is you get a musical instrument, which is your choice of horn. What would you have requested?
A French horn.
It's got a French horn in it, along with a voting kit that has ballots, a ballot box, and a roll of I voted stickers, and your coin of decisionry. And you see the head side has the Acquisitions Incorporated logo, and the tail side has a foaming tankard of beer. He then hands another bag to Hawthorne, which is very interesting. It looks kind of like a fanny pack that would go around your waist, but it has a very, let's say, organic-looking opening.
Okay.
He also hands you a set of jeweler's tools, an account ledger, and he says, since I couldn't really fit it all in my bag, here's 5 gold pieces for, hoarding stuff. Boxes, whatever, barrels. You know the deal. Then he hands to Pip a kind of travel alchemist set. And it looks very much like a case that has like a ring stand in it with some test tubes. There's 2 glass beakers, a stirring rod, small mortar and pestle, a pouch of common alchemical ingredients, including salt, powdered iron, and purified water. And then he said, I didn't know if you wanted acid or alchemist fire or antitoxin, so here's all of them. And he hands you 3 unlabeled glass containers.
The perks of working.
And he says, oh, and here's this bear trap. He pulls it out and kind of sets it on the table with a loud clang.
I'll pick up the beakers that are filled up with the toxins and stuff and just kind of look at them and swirl them around.
Yeah, one of them is a small vial with a kind of bubbling green liquid. One of them looks like a spherical glass container with a stopper on it, and the liquid inside is orange. And the other one is kind of a clear vial with kind of a a water-like liquid in it, but it's kind of thick, and there are little bits of things floating in it. And then to Lillith, he hands you Weaver's tools, a merchant scale, 5 waterproof belt pouches in which to store creature parts or other tools, and a unique-looking item called an occultant abacus. It looks like a regular abacus, but all of the beads on it are carved to resemble tiny skulls.
Very interesting.
Yes. So that's all your stuff. Treat it well. It's just on lease. He says, you kind of get some other perks since you're seasoned adventurers. He hands Pip a spyglass that is branded with all of your stuff is branded with the Acquisitions Incorporated logo. And he says, everybody take good care of that stuff. It's company property. Don't let anything happen to it, or you'll end up owing for it if you, leave the company or die or whatever.
I beg your pardon. What was the last part?
Oh, sorry. Summer colds. He says,
do you need a cough drop of sorts? A lozenge?
He says, oh, no, I've got more beer. And he picks up the beer and he drinks some. He says, do we have any questions about all that stuff?
I think we were briefed before. At least I was.
Good.
Yes.
He says, also, the manor. You guys get to take over the manor house. It's not far from here. It's kind of on the city walls on the west side. It's the pretty much only detached building in the whole district. Prime real estate. You can't miss it. Easy to get to from here, and he gives you directions, basically, which way to turn. And he even kind of scrawls a little map for you guys while you're sitting there. And
You're
he's
talking about
it.
the one that the HOA hasn't even filed yet?
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
All right.
Yeah, well, it's kind of under city protection. It's kind of a historic site or whatever. I don't know how Omen bought it. He must have called in some favors or,
Now, it's my understanding that there are room assignments in this manor house?
Says, oh, yeah. Well, only for the Hordes person. Says,
oh, yes.
Says, yeah, Hawthorne, you get the master bedroom. All yours.
Excellent.
Big room, canopy bed. You got your own furnace, walk-in closet. There may or may not be a secret door in there. Just so you know. It's great. The rest of you guys, there's rooms
much
upstairs.
Appreciated.
I look at him and I'm like, but I'm the decisionist. Wouldn't that make me more of the leader of the group? Wouldn't that mean
Whoa. Who's talking about leaders here?
Aizen, as Hordes person, I will be maintaining the finances, and I need to take care of myself in order to...
But I'm the one that makes the decisions. With the group as well, but I'm the one that makes the final decisions in most manners. So wouldn't that mean that I should have the master bedroom?
You may make the decisions, but disbursement of coin is at my discretion.
And I sit back.
Yeah, Viari says, bingo, and points at Hawthorne and says, the boss wants to make sure that people handling the money get taken care of. Says, if you got a problem with it, you can take it up with Omen Dron.
I start to turn into a more summer, a summer vibe.
Okay. He says, oh, neat trick. And he says, well, it's kind of, the grounds need some work, but it's good inside. Lots of room, big library. Heard there might be a dungeon under there. I don't know. You guys figure it out. Then he says, next on the list, you guys have to hire a major domo. We don't have one yet. He says, I've been here for a while. I've been, schmoozing, been finding out who the best people are.
We can tell.
He says, I've got a list of candidates for you. And he pulls out another packet that has some short, brief dossiers in it for potential applicants. And he hands it to the decisionist.
Hand it out.
Yep. He hands it to Aizen. He says,
See, this is why I'm the leader of the team.
He says, yeah, you weren't the closest or anything. He says, you guys will have to go through those. I've already set up interviews tomorrow. You guys will meet with these people, hire a majordomo. I would suggest that they get also the position of documancer. It'll make things easier. Then, it'll be easier for Omen to keep tracking you guys. You're so far away. He can use the documancer ledger to talk to you guys. Just a suggestion. And he pulls out a documancer satchel from his satchel. And he says, if you want to do it, here it is. And he just puts it down on the table.
I'll take it and put it in my bag.
When you put it in your bag, he reaches in and pulls it back out of his bag. And he says, no, don't do that.
Oh.
So, I don't know what kind of magic works with these things. Just be careful.
I'll look down at all my stuff and I'll say, does this mean that I'm hired?
Oh, yeah.
And I'll reach out my hand to shake his hand again.
Says, oh, yeah, great. You're hired. Best interview ever. He says, yeah, you're also going to have to hire, other workers to help you run the franchise. It's a pretty big house. It needs some work. You've been cleared by main office to have some upgrades to your manor. You'll have to figure those out. And then he says, you'll just have to search around town for the best kinds of workers. You guys will have, some hirelings, a crew, help you expand the place, get your operation going. He says, it's kind of unusual, but that will also be financed by head office. This is a weird situation. All the other branches are in Faerun or hell, but this is a good.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Sorry, it's that cold again. I don't know.
Here's some beer.
Yeah, thank you. And he
You sure you don't need a lozenge? I might have one tucked away here somewhere.
No, I'm good. Thank you. You're so kind. I'm glad to have you working for us. It says, any other questions?
I slowly reach into my bag.
Okay.
See if there's anything in there.
Roll percentile dice for me.
23.
23. You pull out. You feel something like feels like a leather strap or something.
Mm-hmm.
You pull it out, and it appears to be a collar for like a dog, and it looks very familiar to you. You look at the tag on it, and it says Nutmeg, and then you realize when you were little, you had a dog named Nutmeg. and yeah,
All right.
that's what you find in it.
Does he see this?
Yeah. He says, sometimes you get random junk in those. It may have been from whoever owned it last. Don't pay any attention.
Okay. Put it back in the bag.
He says, oh, yeah. Any other
Concerned.
questions? He says, I got some people to talk to. Got to make contact with a wealthy businesswoman in town. If you know what I mean.
I want to go see my new residence.
Will you be in town long?
Says, I might be around. Not for too long, though.
I have a feeling he's going to be here all night long. At the very least.
He says, Lillith, you've been quiet. You have any questions?
Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Well, he then finishes the beer that was in front of him, whoever's it was, and slams it on the table and says, all right, nice knowing you. Have fun. And he picks up his bag and what looks like a very fancy-looking loot, and he starts striding towards the door.
That was my beer.
You mean mine? I paid for it.
It was my beer.
You're my beer.
On the way out, he kind of like stops at the door, snaps his fingers, does an about face on his heel, goes to the bar, and says, yeah, all of that was on Omen's tab. And then he turns around and walks back out. So, you guys are left from a whirlwind of talk and activity alone in this corner of the second night.
So, what's your name?
Hawthorne. Hawthorne Flaxtop.
Nice to meet you.
And yours?
Pip.
Pip?
Pip. What's your last name?
Flaxtop?
Flaxtop.
What's your last name?
Hiltfrey.
Halfrey?
Hiltfrey.
Hiltfrey.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I really like last names. I'm going to call you Flagstop.
I prefer Hawthorne.
I'm calling you Flagstop.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Lilith.
Last name.
Just Lilith.
All right.
Lilith.
I'll call you Lillith. Hi, nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Aizen Cruxis.
Nice to meet you, Cruxis. Thanks for the beer.
You're very welcome.
And I'll sip on my
That would be
40.
5 silver pieces.
Yeah, your 40 is not good. Yeah,
I'll look into my
especially after that fine dwarven stout.
I'll look into my little coin satchel, and I'll look at you. And I'll look back and I'll go, "Is 3 silver all right for the time being?"
3 will be fine.
I'll pull them out and I'll hand them to you.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I'm starting a new job, so we should probably get more money. In the
I don't know
future.
if you heard, but I just got hired.
You look oddly familiar. Did you happen to serve with the Akkadian Defenders?
Yeah, I actually served for a good couple of years as a scout.
Oh, okay. That
You
explains why I've
you look
never
kind of
actually
familiar.
seen you. Yes, I served with the Akkadian Defenders as well.
What kind of scepter were you in?
I mainly kept watch in the forest.
We stayed pretty close by.
I have some deep ties to the forest, and so my assignment to the forest was very, very personal to me.
Well, that gives me another layer of respect, and I'll pull out another silver coin that I have. There you go. We gotta watch out for each other.
I thought you only had 3.
Well, I have to be going and check out the manor. No, I'll hop off the booth.
Yes, this
We're all going to the manor together. I know where you sleep.
Not yet. So
I will.
Pip is gone. Are the rest of you guys headed to the manor then?
Yes, I'm.
Was your name Cruxis?
My name is Aizen Cruxis. Yes.
Aizen. How do you
Aizen.
spell?
Aizen. Cruxis. Cruxis.
Last names don't matter.
Lilith, are you actually in character also writing these things down?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You can just read through your book and
Yeah.
remember names.
All right, you guys then head to the manor. You follow.
Get my valet.
Yeah, the
Yak.
valet's there. You hand him the ticket. He goes and picks up Dunk, and the rest of you guys see this beautiful mechanical yak coming around the corner.
That is a damn good yak.
You are a man of fine taste.
Is that the sport model?
It comes with a turbo.
I've only seen them in a couple of little literature books I've read.
Turbo yak.
Turbo.
Yeah, the valet leaves it by the reins. It's very docile.
It doesn't even have reins, actually.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
Nope.
It just follows. And the
Reaches
guy's
top
like,
speed of yak speed.
yeah. The guy's
Fired.
like, man, this thing is really nice. He's really cool. Does he eat anything?
He doesn't need to.
Oh, I fed him an apple. Is that okay?
You can't feed him. I told you didn't need to feed him.
Oh, well, it ate it.
no! All the calculations. Oh man! Just give me the rune.
He hands it back, and then he's got his hand out.
How much is it?
This is, I mean, it's a tip. You know what tips are, right?
Don't feed yaks when someone tells you not to.
This is, well, you didn't tell me not to.
Here's a silver.
He says, thank you. And he just walks off. Have a nice day.
You too.
Anyway.
I don't even think he works here.
I've never seen him before in my life.
I've never noticed that man at the bar before. He's not even walking towards the bar. Where's he going?
Yeah, he's just walking off in the other direction.
No, they mentioned it. This is valet ticket.
It's the back. It's a receipt on the other side.
It's a napkin.
Yeah. Anyway, so you guys can follow the map that we already drew. if you like.
How
to
far
the
away
manor.
is the manor from the tavern?
It's in the same district, so maybe 15-minute walk.
Okay. Can I get a trolley?
A trolley.
Is there trolleys in Akkadia?
No, I'm afraid there are not trolleys. Not yet. I mean, you guys can make that happen if you want. Eventually.
We're going to go into the business of making trolleys.
Yeah.
We're going
You
to
could
make
hire.
an
I mean, you could hire a
automobile.
cab if you wanted. You could flag down like a carriage. Like a
Yeah,
horse
that's
or-
what it really
Yeah.
meant, is a carriage.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
You can call over basically a taxi.
Yeah. Carriage!
Yeah.
Carriage!
Yeah, a man walks up a horseman. Yeah, it's a centaur-drawn carriage. No, a guy. A guy rides up on a horse with a little, maybe 4-person cab, and he says, "Oh, where to?"
We're going to that manor that is broken off from the rest of the city. Well, as it seems, it's not necessarily attached to any other
He says,
building.
"Oh, yeah, I know the
Sure you
place."
know the
He
manor.
says, "You're sightseeing? You seeing the sights?"
Absolutely. You can just drop us off at the manor. We're just going to go in and look at it.
Oh, good. Everybody in.
All right.
You guys take the wagon. It's a smooth ride in the little cab. And I'm assuming, Hawthorne, do you also get in the cab or do you walk?
Unless there's room for a yak.
No, there is not room for the yak. The yak could follow the cab if you want.
Oh, no.
Right.
Well, he can't run that fast.
You can
I
leave
mean,
it.
it's
You
just
can
like
leave it.
It's a
He's
leisurely
fine.
trot.
Then,
It's not
then
like
he'll just follow.
yeah.
Yeah, he'll just follow the cab.
I'm sure he knows where to go.
Yeah.
Just sit on the back where the luggage goes and be like, "Come on, boy."
So the guy talks back to you. He's like, "Hey, seeing the sights. Where are you from?"
I'm actually from Waterdeep. I'm from more of the nicer parts of Waterdeep. I just decided to come to the city and see its sights,
Says, "Oh yeah.
as well as all my other companions.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just met.
So yeah, that's cool. Yeah." It's just a journalist. He's just making small talk.
Yeah, we're married.
So yeah, marriage. Yeah, I got married myself. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. We're starting a business. It's good.
Says, "Yeah, okay. What are you doing?"
Trolleys.
Trolleys. Yeah, I know. I think I heard about those in the paper the other week. Yeah. Anyway, eventually you guys pull up. He stops. You can kind of see through the window of the cab what looks like a large manor house that is surrounded on all sides by a large black wrought iron gate. And you see the house is 2 stories. It's maybe a good 80 feet long on the side facing you. And it has a kind of 2-story veranda out front with these large, dark wooden columns that support the 2nd story. And the 2nd story looks like it's a big open balcony. The yard out front is in total disarray. There are what were probably nice topiaries, bunnies and things that are kind of overgrown and misshapen, like they have extra limbs. There are like rose bushes that have grown up into rose trees. The grass is tall and swaying in the breeze, and there are little, white seed pods on top of them. The house itself looks nice from what you can see. It's not like caved in or falling apart. You can see the gate is open slightly, and there are words that look like they were like wrought into it. But in front of them, obscuring most of them, are kind of wooden signs that have been strapped to it that say Acquisitions Incorporated over top of whatever words were there.
We're going to have to get branding to update this.
And the cab driver holds out his hand. He says, 5 silver pieces.
Very much so. Mr. Pip, can you provide him with 5 silver pieces?
Let me check.
I'm just kidding. I hand him 4.
4.
I flip him a
Yes.
5th.
So, thank you. And then he says, have a nice day. And he just starts driving off.
I think I left something in there.
So, you're in front of your new home, the manor. Now, some of you know, especially the ones who serve for the Akkadian Defenders, this was once the headquarters for the Akkadian Defenders, which was formerly known as Guard. And you know it's had other owners before that, but you may have to do a check to remember it's not really common knowledge, if you want.
Would me and Aizen know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys would know that's what this was. You've maybe never actually been here before.
So is this like a haunted mansion or something?
This is actually a very special mansion
Very,
for
very
the history of this place.
This doesn't seem like it's taken very good care of.
Well, funding's a little low.
It got a little tight towards the end of the Defenders.
Yeah. Big layoff,
Yeah.
No.
essentially.
Yeah.
All right.
Layoff.
Lay off in the ground. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna walk right in the front door.
Okay, yeah, you walk through the gates and straight up the kind of paved pathway. The veranda is spacious. There's a couple of benches on it. And the front door is large, like double oaken doors with wrought iron fixtures on them and big. It looks like knockers on them that resemble dragon mouths that are open with the knocker ring in their mouth.
Pushing open.
Yeah, it actually is unlocked.
This is very
yeah,
secure.
Yeah, Viari did not give you a key or anything. So you just push the doors open, and there are lots of windows, so there's pretty much dim light filtering in. You can see these doors open into a grand foyer. And this foyer has two big kind of curved staircases that mirror each other on either side that lead up to a balcony, like a mezzanine on the second floor with a railing. And you could barely make out there's like a set of doors up there. And directly across from you, there is another set of double doors, not as big as the ones you came through. And looking around, there are, bits of furniture here and there, little end tables and chairs. You can see in the middle there's like a large dark square where something was sitting, maybe a rug. And then in the middle of that, there's another square or circle that looks like there was something else sitting there. There are also doors on either side to your left and right. And you don't know where they lead. There's like dust, and you can see cobwebs in the corners, and it's very quiet.
Looks like we have a lot of cleaning up to do.
I don't know. You talk about it. It looks very homey to me.
Seems like we should
Do I
hire
even
some
want
people.
to know Miss Lillith?
Not quite.
This is the biggest house I've ever been in.
Pip, when you say that, it kind of echoes a little bit in this large empty room.
Hello.
It's only a little bit bigger than mine and my father's.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
And as I say that, a tear comes
One
to
of
my
these
eye.
guys. So,
So I suppose we'll start to look around.
yeah, you guys
Yeah.
can start exploring if you want. Is there a direction you want to head in?
Going straight to the master bedroom.
Do you want to split up? You don't know where the master bedroom is.
I'm going to look for it.
Okay. So there's the double doors in front of you, up the stairs to another set of doors, and doors to the left and right. Are you guys going to go together or split up? Or
I'm just gonna go check
Yeah.
everywhere.
I'm gonna
Okay.
split up. I'm gonna try to look for like a basement, cellar, workshop, something
I'm trying
like
to
that.
break away from the entire group to go get the master bedroom first.
So is the workshop visible from when we came in, right?
you could see evidence of like a building out back. Yeah.
All right. I'll keep that in mind, but I'm still gonna go check around in other rooms to see which bedroom I can crash
Yeah.
at.
All
Yeah,
right.
I need to unload my stuff.
So okay, somebody roll a d4 for me,
D4.
just to pick a direction.
4.
Okay. I want to do you guys head to your left to the door. Or at least Pip does, if you guys want to follow.
No. I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 3.
You head straight for the double doors in front of you, Hawthorne. And what did you roll?
3.
You head up the stairs.
Rightfully
Aizen.
so.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, you all go in different directions. Lillith, you head to the door on your right.
All right.
So I'll just go around clockwise. Lillith, when you open the door, you find a gigantic dining room. There's a huge solid wood table with about 12 chairs around it. There's a bank of windows on the far wall and a massive fireplace on the wall to your right. It looks like all of you could stand in it if you wanted. And then to your left, you can see on the far end of the dining room in the corner is another door. Pip, you went to your left, right?
Yes.
Correct. Left, right. You go through another door that leads into a wide, probably 10-foot wide, maybe 30-foot long hallway. And this hallway has like a runner rug that goes down the middle of it that seems to depict something kind of embroidered into it. There's on the wall evidence of like where there used to be hanging paintings. And you see 2 doorways out of this hallway. There's one kind of across from you, a little bit down on the left, and one at the very end of the hallway. There's also like, candle sconces on the wall that are empty. Hawthorne, you go through a set of double doors, and it opens into a great room. You see a square table, maybe 10 by 10 in the middle of it with some chairs around it. And on that table, there is a large drawing of some kind on a huge piece of parchment. And there's a parcel sitting on top of it that is wrapped in paper and some kind of cord. You also, looking around, see that this is some kind of combination library, meeting room, war room. There's floor-to-ceiling bookshelves that are just stuffed with books. And it's open up into the second floor where there is a mezzanine around it. And you can see on the second floor more bookshelves stuffed with books.
Okay.
There's lots of comfy-looking furniture and, tables. And you can see across from you over the, on the other side of the room over the table, there's another set of double doors and some windows that you can see leads out into a backyard and a back garden and another veranda out there.
Sounds like you found Lilith's bedroom.
Is there anything you do while you're in there before I move on?
I would go for that package.
Go for the package. That's what I like to hear. When you
This is a
approach,
PG podcast.
you see the
Yeah.
parcel
Great
is maybe 8 by 8 by 3, something like that. It's a square. And it's sitting on top of a map of Akkadia.
Oh.
It's a large map, probably too big to take with you, but it looks very much like this.
Does it say Akkadia on the
Yes,
map?
it says
Okay.
Akkadia at the bottom.
Because I don't know if I'd recognize the shape of
Yes.
Akkadia just from looking at it.
For those of you listening at home, I have just handed Nathan a hand-drawn map of the island of Akkadia.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
You also see there is a note attached to the parcel.
Where's the note?
Huh?
Where's the note?
Oh, I didn't do the note. My bad. The note appears to be written... what languages do you speak?
Common, Halfling, and Sylvan.
It is in a language you cannot read.
Okay. All right. Open it.
Okay, you just open it anyway. It's like a little bow you can unwind. You open up the parchment, and you find a strange device inside, which, being an artificer, kind of piques your interest immediately. It resembles an intricate timepiece of some kind.
Ooh,
There
okay.
are multiple dials on it with hands, but the numbers and measurements make little sense, because it seems like the things on it reference not time but locations on the faces of clocks. There are also runes inscribed all over it, and it looks like it's something incomplete, especially to you, who is an artificer. You see that there are gears and spindles and things that are kind of dangling off of it, unused, and like over the edge. It looks like it connects to something else.
Okay. But it doesn't open in any way?
No, you can like fiddle with it.
Okay.
And as you hold it in your hand, it gets like you feel like a thrumming in your hand.
Thrumming.
Yeah, like it's kind of almost vibrating. It feels powerful.
Okay. Yeah, I want to keep that.
Okay. Aizen,
Yes.
you went upstairs to the
Yes.
mezzanine. On this second floor, there are a set of sliding doors that seem to lead directly in front of you, and there's a door at either end of this mezzanine.
I'm gonna open up the sliding doors.
You open up the sliding doors, and you have emerged into the second floor of that great room with the library and everything, onto this mezzanine that runs all the way around it.
Okay.
You see bookshelves up here, again, floor-to-ceiling stuffed with books. And when you look down, you see in the middle of the room, maybe 10 feet down, the square table, and you see that Hawthorne has unwrapped a package of some kind and is looking at a strange device.
I'm gonna ask Hawthorne. Do you happen to know what that device is?
It looks like some sort of strange arcane timepiece, but doesn't really keep track of time as much as I can tell. I have some experience with mechanical such devices, and I'll try to figure it out.
Well, I greatly would appreciate if you do not blow us up.
I don't intend to, as this is probably going to be our headquarters.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna trust you with. You seem to know a lot about mechanics and stats, whatnot. So I'm gonna trust you.
It's
with
called
this.
artificery.
Artificer. Whatever have you.
Lillith, you go through the door at the rear of the dining room,
Yes.
and you find a kitchen. Surprise. It's
Not really.
a very, very nice kitchen. There's like granite countertops. There's an island in it. There's like a state-of-the-art coal-burning stove in there. But everything's covered in a layer of dust. And you can see there's an open door at the rear that you can see through. It looks like some kind of pantry. And if you go in there, it's empty of goods except some little bits that it looks like maybe rats have been eating and stuff. And you can see very clearly, one, another door in the corner, and two, a trap door in the floor.
That trapdoor does seem very interesting.
Mm-hmm. It looks very much like a door to a cellar or something.
It's a trap door.
Trap! It's a trap! It's a trap! I will go down the trap door.
Okay. It's not locked. There's a ring on it. You pull it open, and you see there is a set of steps that descend down. And you have dark vision, yes?
Correct.
Yes. So you can see as you head down there in shades of gray, what looks like a large cellar. And there are like lines of shelves full of casks and spaces for bottles and things. All the bottles are gone. There are, however, many casks still in there. You don't know if there's anything in them or not. You'd have to check. Can I also get a perception check from you?
I got an 18.
18. You can also see on kind of the right-hand wall, or by the right-hand wall, it looks like scuff marks in the floor that indicate maybe there's some kind of door there, a secret door in the wall that swings open.
Can I investigate?
Yes. Make an intelligence investigation check for me.
Oh. I got a 16.
You notice one of the bricks in the wall is false. You slide it over and you see a keyhole behind the block. So I'll cut back to you in a minute. Pip, you wanted to explore that hallway.
Yes.
Which door? Or do you look at the runner rug as you're going? Do you look at what's on it, or are you just not interested?
I'll skip it for now. I'm just looking for rooms.
The first door you come to, then you open up, and it leads into an office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's it looks like a corner bookshelf. There's a large desk made of a dark black wood that you would recognize as ironwood, being a very special wood in Akkadia. There's a big comfy chair behind it and a couple of smaller chairs in front of it. Lots of windows. It's a very nice looking office, but you don't see much else in there unless you want to check out the desk or anything.
I'm more of looking for a bedroom.
Okay, so you just walk back out, leave the door open.
I'll keep my eye on the desk. I do like the ironwood.
Yeah. You head down the hall to another door. You swing it open, and you find a huge bedroom.
If I don't tell anybody.
It's maybe 15 by 20. There's a large, like, king-size, canopied four-poster bed with a big, puffy mattress on it. There's like a dresser and with a mirror.
Vanity?
A vanity. Yeah, there's a vanity with a stool. There's a little wood-burning stove that vents outside. And you see a door in the corner. From what Viari said, you're guessing that probably leads to the walk-in closet.
Oh.
Also, can I get a perception check from you?
Sure.
My quest is spoiled by.
Pip the Cheap.
10.
Yeah, that's all you see.
I'll walk in, throw my stuff on the bed. I'll peek back out the door and look in the hallway, make sure no one's following me, and then I'll go check out the other door.
Cool, yeah, you open it up, and it's about a 10 by 10 walk-in closet with shelves and, rods, hangers, and a dresser, like a big, 4-drawer dresser.
Shoot, this is bigger than my room at the house.
All right. Hawthorne and Aizen, you are both in the great room. What would you like to do?
I'm turning around and going back.
Is there anything else in this room to look at?
All the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go out in the
I
back
want to
garden.
go out the back.
You go out in the back garden, you find another veranda that looks pretty much identical to the front one. You go through these big French doors, and you see the rear garden is in similar shape, but it's structured differently. It looks like it was like a walking garden. There's a path with like places to sit with wrought iron furniture and stuff. It's all overgrown. You can also see a small pond at one point that looks like it's full of algae. There is a shed to your left that's pretty small, and to your right you see a larger building that's maybe 25 by 25 that appears to be made out of sheets of steel, but you see no visible entrance into it.
Mm-hmm.
And further back at the rear of the property, you see this runs straight up to, as Viari said, the outer walls of the city. So the rear of this property is a straight up 50-foot tall wall that's kind of, what's the word? It's like veneered in white limestone on the outside that's kind of, cracked and chipped in places. Mm-hmm. And underneath you can see the dark gray stones that make it up. And up top you see, the ramparts. And you actually see a guard way up there kind of walking across it.
Okay.
Maybe patrolling or something.
Okay. Well, I'd head back inside.
Okay. So then, Aizen, you went back into the foyer?
Yeah, I went back to...
back through those doors?
to go to the one on my left.
Okay. When you go back through those doors, you are surprised to see downstairs in the foyer 3 figures. And they're all wearing kind of nondescript clothing and large cloaks with hoods that are drawn up, so you can't really see their faces from up on the second floor.
I put my hand on my sword,
Mm-hmm.
and I call out, "Who goes there?"
They go, "Oh, hi, what?" And they don't look up quite, like they kind of tilt their heads a little bit, and they say, "Oh, yeah, we're here to interview for that position."
The interviews were tomorrow.
Oh, no, I think they're today, right? Are we wrong? And the one person speaking turns to the other person and like smacks them and says, "Oh, did you get the date wrong?"
Drop your hoods.
He says, "How about we just leave, come back?"
Drop your hoods.
Says, "Well, you asked for it. Roll initiative."
Oh, man.
Everybody roll initiative.
Out of the blue.
Wait a second.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Once again, I'm Peter Johnson, your host and Dungeon Master. If you like what we do, you can check out bit.ly/charismacheck. That's where you can find a link to our Podbean account, and from there, there's links to our Instagram and other social media, and you can find our Patreon. If you really enjoy what we do, consider supporting us. You'll get lots of perks, like being able to join our Discord channel, having early access to material, getting access to my notes and things. It's a really great way to support us and help us keep doing what we're doing, and we will see you next time.